What up, guys? Captain Spencer Clark here with Breaking Bass Guide Service down at Table Rock Lake, Lake Taneycomo. Wanted to hop on here and talk a little bit about the trout fishing over on Taneycomo. Normally, I give you guys a report on the bass fishing. Been kind of slacking as far as talking about the trout fishing that's been going on. But guys, we've got a lot of current expected this week. The gates have been open over on Lake Taneycomo. Now is going to be a really good time to catch a real big trout over there. Whenever we get a lot of current, the big trout, they like to come out of the deep holes, and it's just a good time to maybe get lucky and catch a giant. So right now, guys, there's a couple different baits that I would be focused on using over on Taneycomo. Really like to throw a white marbu jig anytime we get these conditions. I use two different sizes, guys. I like an 1/8 ounce size, and I also like the 32nd ounce size. So this 1/8 ounce, I like to use this one out in the center, out in the middle of the heavy current. This gets down a little bit more. And the 32nd, I like to throw this up around any kind of wood cover or on some of those breaks, on some of those banks where you just have a little bit more slack water. This 1/8 ounce size, what I'll do is I'll actually trim it down just a little bit to try to make it a little bit smaller profile. It's just a little bit bigger jig than that 32nd ounce size. Catch a lot of trout on the 32nd. This 1/8 ounce size, though, will get down in that current a little bit better when it's real heavy. What I'll do, though, is just trim it down a little bit to make it a little bit smaller profile. So, guys, with these white jigs, as long as you're not getting up into the trophy zone, the artificial zone, another thing you can do if you want to fish these down on the lower end of Taneycomo, what I like to do is keep the Strike Force fish attractant flowing on these baits. So, guys, Strike Force makes a crappie formula. This is a garlic shrimp formula. If you guys have done any amount of trout fishing, you understand that trout really like shrimp. So this garlic shrimp formula, this crappie formula, works really good on the trout. I like to take this spray down my white marbu jigs with it. You'll get a lot of trout sometimes. They'll come up to the jig. I feel like that extra scent on there just helps them commit when they get close. That's something that you can do with these jigs to get a few more bites, catch a lot more trout. If they're not hitting on the white marbu jig, what I like to do is I'll take these jigs and I'll dip them in chartreuse Spike It. So this is some Spike It Dip and Glow. You can take this white marbu jig, submerge it all the way in here, and that'll take that jig and make it bright, chartreuse bright yellow. Kind of a secret to a lot of people. Maybe some people know about it, some people don't. Imagine a lot of guys that fish Taneycomo know this, that the trout really like anything yellow over on Lake Taneycomo. So if you're not getting bit on a white marbu jig, you might want to try just dipping it in some yellow chartreuse like that. And a lot of times that might be the color that they're going to like to hit. But anyways, guys, really like to throw that marbu jig when we get this high current, high water over on Lake Taneycomo. Guys, with all that current, it's also the time to try throwing some of the more gaudier baits that might be a little bit harder to catch trout on under normal conditions. One of my favorites to try to see if you can catch a nice trout on it is an Arky 220 series crankbait. Guys, this is another crappie style bait that works good on Taneycomo. This ghost crawl color will catch you a trout or two. This is a fun way to mix it up over there, to try something new if you've never tried one of these. A lot of the different stores around the lake area here carry these 220 series crankbaits. You can also find them at Walmart. These are from Arky Lures, but really like this ghost crawl color, and this works really good down at Lake Taneycomo. For catching a lot of trout. I don't know what they think it is, probably just a small crawfish or something. But the trout, I've caught a lot of trout throwing this little 220 series down there on Lake Taneycomo. Been kind of keeping that a secret. When all else fails, guys, and you can't get bit on anything down at Lake Taneycomo, you guys need to check out using some of this Berkeley Gulp. Guys, the chartreuse, the yellow, I will always talk about the yellow working really good down on Taneycomo. This stuff works excellent along with the orange. If I had to pick two colors, as far as the eggs go, down on Taneycomo, these would probably be my two colors of choice. Used to be the orange, guys. The orange used to be like one of my favorites to throw. But the last like 2 years or so, the chartreuse yellow one and the Gulp has has really started to grow on me. Catching a lot of trout on this down at Lake Taneycomo. What I like to do with the eggs, guys, is I'll have about a 2-foot leader or so, a 2-pound test to a number 6 hook with a swivel and just a 1/4 ounce weight. Can't go wrong. That's going to work pretty much year round over on Taneycomo. But anyways, guys, if you guys are coming to Branson, Missouri, looking to book a guide for Lake Taneycomo, the easiest way to get me is just go to breakingbassguideservice.com, go to my trip options, select the trout trip over on Lake Taneycomo, and I'll be in touch with you. And now's the perfect time to book a trout fishing trip. With all this current, there's going to be some whoppers caught this week, and would love to get you guys out on Lake Taneycomo. Anyways, guys, hope these tips help. If you're getting ready to go fishing down here in Branson, if you're looking to hire a guide, love to hear from you. Till next time, guys, good luck, good fishing. See you on the water.